It doesn't make sense at first. They understand complex ideas. They solve difficult problems. Yet simple things feel harder than they should. Deep thinkers don't struggle because they lack ability, they struggle because they process differently. While others move quickly through everyday decisions, they pause, analyze, and break everything down. What looks simple on the surface becomes layered, detailed, and full of possibilities in their mind. This is where the conflict begins. A basic decision isn't just a choice, it becomes a chain of outcomes, consequences, and alternatives. They don't just see one option, they see 10. They don't just act, they evaluate. And that constant evaluation slows everything down. What others handle automatically, they process consciously. Overthinking replaces instinct. Precision replaces speed. And they'll warn you, quick action, that depth can feel like a disadvantage. But here's the part most people miss: it's not weakness, it's misalignment. The same mind that struggles with simple tasks is the one that sees patterns others never notice, understands depth others ignore, and creates insight most people can't reach. The issue isn't thinking too much, it's applying deep thinking to things that don't require it. If this feels familiar, you're not behind you're operating on a different level. Subscribe to Brainy Empath for deeper insights into psychology, self-awareness, and the hidden patterns that explain why your mind works the way it does. They overanalyze simple decisions, turning quick choices into complex processes. They pause on small choices, they expand every option. They turn seconds into long internal debates. A deep thinker doesn't approach decisions at surface level. Even something simple: a message to send, a plan to make, a choice between two options, doesn't stay simple for long. The mind begins to map possibilities: if this, then that. If not now, then later. Every option branches into outcomes, and every outcome carries weight. At first, it feels like control. They believe analyzing more will lead to better decisions, so they slow down intentionally. They review the details, consider consequences, and try to eliminate mistakes before they happen. But what begins as clarity slowly becomes complexity. The decision expands beyond its original size. What could have been solved in seconds now carries layers of thought that make it harder to act. This is where the tension builds. While others move quickly and adjust along the way, the deep thinker is still processing. They are not stuck, they are calculating. But that calculation has no clear end, because with every answer, another question appears. With every option, another possibility opens. And the more they think, the less simple the decision feels. Over time, this creates hesitation, not because they don't know what to do, but because they know too many ways it could go. They want the right choice, the optimal outcome, the most accurate move. But in trying to avoid error, they delay action. And in delaying action, the decision itself becomes heavier than it was meant to be. From the outside, this looks like overthinking, but internally, it feels like precision. The deep thinker is not confused. They are processing at a level that turns simplicity into structure. Every small choice becomes part of a larger system they are trying to understand. What looks like hesitation is actually expansion of thought. What feels like delay is the weight of too many possibilities. They don't struggle with decisions because they are incapable. They struggle because their mind refuses to treat anything as simple when it can be understood more deeply. They see too many possibilities, making it harder to choose one clear option. They see every path. They imagine every outcome. They hesitate between too many options. A deep thinker doesn't just look at what's in front of them, they expand it. One choice becomes multiple scenarios. Each scenario branches into different results. And within seconds, a simple decision turns into a network of possibilities that all feel equally valid, equally risky, equally important. At first, this feels like awareness. They are not limited to one perspective. They can see beyond it. They understand that every choice carries consequences, that every direction leads somewhere different. While others focus on the most obvious option, the deep thinker is already considering alternatives, backup plans, and long-term effects. Nothing is taken at face value. Everything is explored, but this expansion creates friction, because when every option looks possible, none of them feel final. Choosing one means closing off the others, and for a mind that can clearly see multiple valid paths, that becomes difficult. Not because they don't know what to do, but because they know too much about what each option could become. The clarity of possibility replaces the simplicity of decision. This is where hesitation forms. They move back and forth between choices, not out of confusion, but out of awareness. Each option carries potential. Each one feels like it could be the right one or the wrong one. And the more they think, the more equal the options begin to feel. There is no obvious answer, only different outcomes with different weights. Over time, this creates mental pressure. The decision feels bigger than it is. What should have been simple becomes something that requires certainty. And certainty is hard to reach when every possibility is visible. The mind keeps searching for the best option, the most optimal path, the one that minimizes risk and maximizes outcome. But in doing so, it delays action. What looks like indecision is actually expanded perception. What feels like hesitation is the weight of too many possibilities. The deep thinker doesn't struggle to choose because they lack clarity. They struggle because they see beyond a single answer, and that makes every choice harder to finalize. They struggle with action because they want perfect understanding first. They want clarity before movement. They wait for certainty. They delay until everything makes sense. A deep thinker doesn't act blindly. Before taking a step, they want to understand the full structure of what they're stepping into. The reason, the outcome, the possible consequences, all of it needs to feel clear. Action, to them, is not just movement, it's a decision that must align with understanding. At first, this feels responsible. They avoid mistakes. They reduce risk. They think before they act. While others move quickly and adjust later, they pause and prepare. They gather information, analyze patterns, and try to see how everything connects. They believe that once they fully understand, action will be easy, precise, and effective. But the problem is this perfect understanding never fully arrives. Every answer leads to another question. Every layer reveals another layer beneath it. The more they learn, the more they realize there is still more to understand. And because of that, action keeps getting postponed. Not out of fear, but out of incomplete certainty. This creates a loop. They prepare, but don't move. They understand more, but don't act. They wait for the moment when everything feels clear enough, but that moment keeps shifting further away. And while they are still analyzing, others are already learning through action. The difference becomes visible, not in ability, but in timing. Over time, this delay creates frustration. They know what to do. They see the direction. But something holds them back, the need to be sure, the need to fully understand before committing. And that need turns action into something heavier than it should be. What looks like hesitation is actually a demand for precision. What feels like delay is the search for complete clarity. The deep thinker doesn't avoid action, they just want to move with full understanding. But in a world where understanding often comes after action, that mindset turns simple steps into something much harder to take. They question things others accept without thinking, even when it's unnecessary. They don't accept it immediately. They pause and examine. They ask why it exists. A deep thinker rarely moves on autopilot. When something appears simple or commonly accepted, they don't just follow it, they break it down. Why is this done this way? Does it actually make sense, or is it just repeated? Even the smallest routines, the most ordinary decisions, become something to analyze. At first, this feels like awareness. They are not blindly following patterns. They are understanding them. While others move quickly through everyday tasks without questioning them, the deep thinker slows down and looks deeper. They notice inconsistencies. They see gaps in logic. They recognize when something is done out of habit rather than purpose. And once they see it, they can't ignore it. But this creates friction in simple situations. Not everything requires deep analysis. Some things function because they are simple, not because they are perfect. Yet the deep thinker continues to question, even when it's not necessary. A basic instruction becomes something to evaluate. A routine action becomes something to reconsider. And in doing so, they add complexity to what others move through effortlessly. This is where the struggle appears. While others accept and move forward, the deep thinker pauses. They want alignment between action and understanding. They don't want to follow something that doesn't make sense. But in situations where questioning adds no real benefit, this habit slows them down. The time spent analyzing outweighs the value of the answer. Over time, this creates mental fatigue. Every small thing becomes something to process. Every simple step requires attention. And while this ability to question is powerful in complex situations, it becomes a burden in simple ones. Because not everything needs to be understood deeply to function effectively. What looks like overthinking is actually a refusal to accept without understanding. What feels like delay is the result of constant questioning. The deep thinker doesn't struggle because things are difficult. They struggle because their mind doesn't let anything stay simple when it can be explored further. They get mentally drained by small tasks due to constant internal processing. They do the task, they think through it, they carry the weight longer than needed. A deep thinker doesn't just complete a small task, they process it while doing it. What should be automatic becomes conscious. A quick message becomes a series of internal edits. A simply errand becomes a chain of considerations. Even routine actions are filtered through thought, evaluation, and adjustment. At first, this feels normal. They're used to thinking deeply, so applying that same depth to small things doesn't stand out. But over time, the cost becomes visible. Each task requires attention beyond what is necessary. The mind stays active, analyzing details, anticipating outcomes, reviewing choices, even when the situation doesn't demand it. And that constant processing begins to drain energy. This is where the imbalance forms. Small tasks are supposed to require minimal effort. They are designed to be handled quickly, almost automatically. But for a deep thinker, nothing stays on that level. The mind doesn't switch off just because the task is simple. It continues to engage, to refine, to question. And because of that, the energy used doesn't match the importance of the task. By the end of the day, the exhaustion doesn't come from big challenges. It comes from accumulation. Dozens of small actions, each processed more deeply than needed, create a mental load that builds quietly. It doesn't feel like one heavy moment. It feels like constant low-level strain that never fully stops. This creates confusion. They haven't done anything physically intense, yet they feel mentally tired. They haven't faced complex problems, yet their focus feels depleted. The reason is not the tasks themselves, it's how those tasks were processed. What looks like low energy is actually over-engagement with simple things. What feels like fatigue is the result of constant internal activity. The deep thinker doesn't get drained because tasks are difficult. They get drained because their mind treats even the simplest tasks as something to fully process, and that effort adds up over time. They prefer depth, so surface-level tasks feel unengaging or pointless. They seek meaning. They look for depth. They disconnect from what feels empty. A deep thinker is not driven by activity alone, they are driven by significance. When something lacks depth, their mind struggles to stay engaged. Tasks that are repetitive, shallow, or purely functional don't hold their attention for long. Not because they can't do them, but because they don't see enough meaning in them to stay mentally present. At first, this feels like distraction. They start a simple task, but their mind drifts. They complete actions, but without full engagement. The focus fades quickly, not because the task is hard, but because it doesn't stimulate the way their mind is used to. They are wired to explore, to analyze, to understand deeper layers. When those layers aren't there, the task feels incomplete, almost hollow. This creates a disconnect between ability and engagement. They can perform the task, but they don't feel connected to it, and without that connection, motivation drops. What should take minutes begins to stretch longer, not because of difficulty, but because of lack of interest. The mind keeps searching for something more, something deeper, something meaningful, but the task doesn't provide it. Over time, this becomes frustrating. They know the task is simple. They know it needs to be done, but the internal resistance remains. Not out of laziness, but out of misalignment. Their mind is designed for depth, and when placed in a shallow environment, it struggles to stay fully present. This is why they often perform better in complex situations than in simple ones. Complexity offers layers, patterns, and meaning to explore. Simplicity, when it lacks depth, feels limiting. It doesn't engage the same mental process, and because of that, it feels harder to stay focused. What looks like lack of discipline is actually lack of stimulation. What feels like resistance is a preference for depth. The deep thinker doesn't struggle with simple tasks because they are incapable. They struggle because those tasks don't match how their mind naturally engages with the world. They replay decisions afterward, even when the outcome doesn't matter. They revisit the moment. They analyze what was said. They question what could have been different. A deep thinker rarely leaves a decision where it ended. Even after something is done, a conversation, a choice, a simple interaction, the mind goes back to it, not to relive it emotionally, but to examine it. What worked, what didn't, what could have been handled better. The event may be over, but the processing continues. At first, this feels like improvement. They are learning from experience, refining their approach, becoming more aware. They replay small details, tone, timing, wording, and evaluate them. It creates a sense of control, as if understanding the past can improve the future. And in complex situations, this works. It sharpens awareness and builds precision. But when applied to simple situations, it becomes unnecessary. A small decision that had little impact still gets analyzed. A casual conversation is reviewed as if it carried significant weight. The mind treats minor moments with the same depth as major ones, and because of that, the process continues longer than it needs to. This creates mental overload. The event is over, but the mind keeps working. It searches for better alternatives even when the outcome was fine. It questions choices that didn't require that level of evaluation. And slowly, the line between useful reflection and unnecessary replay begins to blur. Over time, this habit becomes automatic. The deep thinker doesn't choose to replay it, it happens naturally. The mind returns to what already passed, trying to extract more clarity, more understanding, more improvement. But not every moment needs that level of analysis. And when it's applied everywhere, it turns simple experiences into extended mental effort. What looks like overthinking is actually continuous refinement. What feels like inability to move on is the mind trying to optimize every detail. The deep thinker doesn't struggle because the decision was wrong, they struggle because their mind doesn't easily let go of something it believes can still be understood more deeply. They apply deep thinking where instinct would be more effective. They slow what should be fast. They analyze what should be felt. They replace instinct with structure. A deep thinker trusts understanding more than impulse. When a situation appears even a simple one, their first response is not to act, but to process. They break it down, examine it, and try to find the most accurate response. But not every situation requires that level of depth. At first, this feels like control. They avoid mistakes. They reduce risk. They believe that thinking more leads to better outcomes. While others rely on instinct and move quickly, they pause and calculate. They want to be precise, not reactive. They want their actions to align with understanding, not impulse. But this creates a mismatch in simple moments. Instinct is designed for speed. It works because it doesn't need full analysis. It responds to patterns already learned without requiring conscious processing. But when deep thinking replaces instinct, the process slows down. What should happen naturally becomes something that needs to be figured out. This is where hesitation appears. A quick response becomes a delayed one. A natural reaction becomes a calculated decision. The moment passes while the mind is still processing it. And often, by the time the answer is ready, the situation has already moved forward. Over time, this creates frustration. They know what to do, but they arrive at it too late. Not because they are incapable, but because they added depth where speed was more effective. The mind treated a simple moment as something complex, and in doing so, lost the advantage of timing. What looks like overthinking is actually misapplied intelligence. What feels like hesitation is the replacement of instinct with analysis. The deep thinker doesn't struggle because they think too much. They struggle because they use deep thinking in moments where instinct would have been enough, and that difference changes everything. It's not that your mind is working against you, it's that it's working at a depth most situations don't require. The same thinking that gives you insight, awareness, and precision can also slow you down when applied everywhere. And once you see that, everything changes. You stop fighting your mind and start directing it, because the goal isn't to think less. It's to think at the right level for the right moment, to know when depth is power and when simplicity is enough. If this resonates, you're not overthinking, you're misapplying your strength. Subscribe to Brainy Empath for deeper insights into psychology, self-awareness, and how to use your mind with precision instead of letting it slow you down.